This video content is not intended for children under 18 years old. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I have been playing and I have actually a couple of projects I want to share with you guys. I bought a Heartfelt Creation poinsettia die and stamp set, and I also bought the mold, the shaping mold for it, and I have to admit it was one of my pricier purchases for my crafts, but I do, when I make flowers, you know, because they're so time consuming, I like it when they look realistic. So for me, you know, the Heartfelt Creations is one of my top flower dies that I like because of the mold, shaping trays that they have, that you can shape a bunch of them. You don't have to do it individually. So definitely that is a plus. Earlier in the year, my friend Sabrina had gifted me, Sabrina is the S Factor Studio here on YouTube. She had gifted me some bags full of her new die, which was the poinsettia, and she didn't put them together, but she did shape them and stamp them and all that good stuff for me. She did all the work. All I had to do was layer them. And I really liked it, so I had to go out and buy it. Sabrina, see what you made me do. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to share with you what that looks like. Because I did make some flowers, and before I share them with you and explain to you which ones are which, I want to share with you the products that I use. It's this Heartfelt Creation poinsettia and holly clusters, and I believe this is maybe a newer one, because they do have another poinsettia, an older one, but I think is a bigger one. These are smaller. These are real small actually. And then of course I got the coordinating stamp set, and then I got the shaping mold, the 3D shaping mold for the poinsettia. And what that is after you have stamped or embossed or whatever you're going to do with your flowers and cut them out, you put them with the ink side down in the tray, and you know it's got correspondent sizes and stuff. That's what you see in here is because I use that frontage and embossed some of my vellum flowers, and it kind of stuck to my tray, but that doesn't bother me anyway. And then after you have them with the printed side down, you spritz them with water, and you put the top layer back on top, and you run it through your Big Shot machine or any type of cutting machine that you have. And when you take them out, they already have the veining and everything in them. So I really like the way they're doing their molds now with the shaping tray. And I actually only own this one, and I think the rose one, but I love both of them. So I use these, and I'm going to share with you what I created with that. For that one, I have my tree. I've been cutting, guys, look, cutting and embossing for days, it seems like. Not really, you can get a lot done in a little bit of time. But I'm going to share with you the flowers that it makes. It makes these little tiny, I don't know, maybe 1.25 inch poinsettias. And I did them with the pink, and I embossed them in the gold. And you do get the holly as well. So that's the size that they make. They don't make anything bigger than this. I mean, this is the biggest one in this set. And I'm going to share them with you. I did them in a variety of colors. I did them in with vellum as well. I haven't finished them completely, the vellum ones, but I will share some with you. Like, these don't have the holly on them yet, or the little berries or anything. But these I embossed with frontage, and I think this one is called, this might be the shabby pink. I'll list everything that I can find in the description box, but I really love the way, I hope you can see how it looks kind of thick, the embossing on there. So anyway, these are the vellum ones that I made, and then I made some a little bit more on the shabby side in the pink with the shabby pink frontage, and then I cut out the hollies in a mint green paper. And also, before I cut them out, I did emboss them with the I think there's a green frontage, and I had like a little variety pack that I use. So that's what these look like, and these don't have the berries in them yet. And I made just some plain pink ones. I'll share with you what they look like. Here are the pink ones, and I embossed them with pink embossing powder just on white 110-pound cardstock, and then I did the frontage on the leaves, and I used like an olive colored 110-pound cardstock for that. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing with this die. I hadn't had a chance to play with it since I bought it. I had just been playing with the ones Sabrina had sent me, but I wanted some pink ones, and after a long wait, I finally got my stuff in, and here they are already completely finished. I added some gold micro beads for the berries in this one because the pink frontage does have some gold flakes in it, or specks in it, so I felt that the gold little micro beads would be great for that. Even seed beads would work. And I just made like little flower clusters, and this holly back here came from, let me share that with you real quick. I believe that's a Sue Wilson die. Yes, this is a Sue Wilson die, and it does come with the right and the left, and I like that about this die, and that is the dark green ones that you see back here. And I kind of just crisscross them to make like a little curve, and then I added a pre-made rose in the center. Then here are the two Heartfelt Creation flowers, and then with my Martha Stewart pine needle punch, I don't think that's available anymore, but I think Tim Holtz has one, and if it's still available, I will list that one. But it cuts out these little pine branches that I really love this punch, and so I just tucked them in here and there, and I punched them out in white, in green, in silver, in glitter, just different, and just tuck different little pieces in and throughout my flowers. And then I added these little berry sprays that I had in pink. And then here's a piece of that trim that I bought a while back in the rose gold. And I felt like it looked like ornaments because this is more of a Christmas little flower cluster, but on the shabby side. So that's what I created. There's one of them. And it does have, I do have a little punch that's a snowflake. So I added a couple of snowflakes, and I added a little, one of those little adhesive blings to the center of those. And here's the other one, pretty similar. Look at how pretty they look. So I made this one, and I'm going to show you that punch. I think I have it still up here, but like I said, I don't think this is available anymore. This one is by Martha Stewart, but I think that Tim Holtz does have one. And the frontage that I used is called Shabby Pink, and it is like a very chunky embossing powder that has glitter in it, different shades of glitter in it, because you can get it in blues and greens and pinks and just white. So I'm going to list the ones that I use and the ones that I really want to get, because if I would have had them, I think it would have been awesome. But that's all it is. It's like a thicker, chunkier embossing powder. So when you use that, when you stamp your image and you sprinkle on the embossing powder, the frontage, when you heat your paper to melt the embossing, you want to do it underneath the paper, not above, because it has glitter, and that could blow all that, and chunky glitters as well, and it can blow all that off. But if you heat it through your paper on the bottom, it kind of just melts into the paper and nothing blows away. So that's the trick to using that. And then some of the little branches too that are tucked in, and what I did was I just sat here and cut out these in different colors, in silvers and whites and greens, and just any type of Christmas foliage that you have will work. You don't have to use the ones that I use. Any of them will work. And I also used the I think that's all I used in these two right here. Now, and then I created some blue ones because I really love the color blue. So here's the one that I created. I'm going to move these aside. Here is the one that I created in the blue. Look at how pretty that is. Very wintry. It's very, very pretty. And this one, here are those vellum Heartfelt Creation poinsettias. And in the center, I use a mixture of beads that I have. It has seed beads, it has bugle beads. That's what I used in the center of these. In this, I use that same mixture, but I also added some silver sequin in the center. And then I use my stickles to kind of put a little bit of silver in all the tips to the poinsettia. This is embossed on blue paper, and it is embossed with the frontage as well. And like I said, it does have gold flakes going through it. And that's all I did to it. Just embossed it with the frontage, cut it out with my die, and then I shaped it in the tray. Not the tray. I didn't use a tray for this one. This big poinsettia right here is the Tim Holtz one. I'm sorry, guys. That is the Tim Holtz one right here. And the way I was able to emboss this is that it comes with, or you can get it with the embossing folder. So after I cut them out, I dry embossed them with the embossing folder. And here is the number on that. I will link it if it's still available. I think it still is. And I didn't use the big poinsettia for this flower. I only used the two smaller ones on these. And I think I did like 3 or 4 layers. And I used a combination, actually. I believe Tanya, yes. Tanya Coleman gifted this in the Not So Secret Santa swap. So I actually combined this die with the Tim Holtz and made this flower. But if you only have the Tim Holtz, that's all you need. Or if you only have this one, that's all you need. The only thing I say about the Tim that I really like, my all-time favorite die, poinsettia die, all-time favorite, Tim Holtz, hands down. I'm sorry, but I like it. Anyway, after I had embossed the poinsettias, the dry embossed on the folder, I took my ink pad, my Versamark, and the raised part on my poinsettia. I kind of dabbed it on my Versamark, the glue for the embossing. Dabbed it all on the whole flower, and then I sprinkled the embossing powder, and through the bottom, I held it with my tweezers, and I melted the embossing powder, and that's how I got that effect on these flowers. And look at how pretty. Here are all those little branches that I shared with you. In this case, I cut them in the foil silver, in white. I think there's even a glitter over here piece. And it's just a bunch of bits and pieces, guys, that I tucked underneath the flower to make this cluster. And look at how frosty and pretty it looks. So this is the blue one that I made. And then I did another coordinating one to go with that. And here is the Tim Holtz, the bigger. I used the bigger petals. I used all 3 sizes that are on that die. Added a little piece of holly die cut underneath. Some of those little berries, those little foam balls that we get at the Dollar Tree. They come in different colors. I was able to get them in pink and blue. So that's what I added there. And there's the sequin mix in the center because I wanted these 2 pieces to coordinate. If somebody were altering a box, making tags, this could go on top of a large tag. For example, the Graphic 45 tags that are really wide, and some of the Nicole Silhouette tags that are really wide. This would fit perfectly on those tags when you want to make a big statement. Like, I wouldn't do this for every tag that somebody's going to probably throw away, but for a special someone, I would definitely put in all the work for it. So there is the blue ones that I created. And while I was at it, I decided to go ahead and make some 3x3 note cards because I'm bad about making cards and including cards. And even when I send packages, I forget to put in the card. By the time I realize it, guys, I've already packed everything, put a shipping label on it, and I don't want to open it back up. So I just send it the way it is, or else it'll sit in my house for another week, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, I created these little 3x3 note cards. Look at how pretty they are. And I did buy a new tag set. This is actually a tag set. That comes the stamp and the tag. but it's so small that I felt it would fit perfect on the 3x3 cards. And I'll share that with you. It's this one. And it says, Glory to the Newborn King, Noel. It's got this little edge die, stamp, and it has the die to cut it out. And then here are the tag die and then the inlay. There's Noel, and there's the die for Noel, and then the snowflake, and there's the die for the snowflake. So I think I paid about $10, between $8 and $10 for this one. I'll link that one in the description box. I really like the size of that tag. And at first I was just going to make a tag, and then I decided to adhere it to a 3x3 card. And in this one, I did do the little tag right here. I embossed it with silver embossing powder. I added the number 25 right there. Then I added these little angels that my friend Sonia had gifted me a package of these. So, you know, an angel announces the birth of the Christ. So I added a little angel here. Here's one of those little poinsettias with the pine needles right here, the little blueberries. And on the side of here, I don't know if you guys can see it, I used that word punch by We Are Memory Keepers. This one says Mary. This one says hope right here. And I did put a glitter paper underneath. This one says joy. There's joy right there. And this one says peace. So I did it on the side of the card. The card opens like this. So it's on the side of the card. I didn't want to put it on top because then I wouldn't have enough room for my tag. Now, because this one says Glory to the Newborn King, I wanted to add some type of nativity to it. And I really didn't have anything really small, but somebody gifted this, and I don't remember who it was, but I will share it. And it was still in the package. It came like this, and it's this little nativity die. And I cut this into 4 pieces. I cut the palm trees right here in between the little stable and the palm tree. So that was one section. The 3 wise men was another section. I cut the Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus all together. So that was another one. And then the stable and the star was 4. The only thing I didn't use was the stable and the star is because I didn't think about it at the time. If not, I would have had 4 pieces to go in my 4 cards. And you'll see they just kind of peek underneath the tag. There's the 3 wise men. There's Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus in the corner right underneath. Here is the palm tree with the barn animals. And then I could have put the house, the stable here, and didn't think about it. But I had bought this little die from Spellbinders, and it had a 25. The only reason I bought it was for this small. It's about, I'm going to say about an inch, 3/4 of an inch, the 25. And it came from this stamp set. So it has 25, Joy, Noel, and Ho, Ho, Ho. And this is a Spellbinders die, and I had recently picked it up, and this was the first time using it. So that's where the 25 came from. Now, I stamped the same sentiment on all of the cards, and all I stamped in here was, may Christmas and the new year bring you every happiness. And then I just stamped a little holly and berries right here. And the reason I stamped it here on this side was so you could write your message on this side. Maybe I should have used a different glue because I can see like where it warped the paper a little bit. It's not bad, but I don't like that. But that's okay. This is something someone will probably throw away. So that's what I created as far as that goes. And the sentiment came from this stamp set by Stampendous. And it's got several in here that would actually, I think only these 2 right here would fit in the 3x3 card. But here are the little hollies that I used to, I use this one on the inside. But I think it's really nice. And here are the little angels that my friend Sonia had gifted. And I just cut it off, cut the glue from the top and the bottom, and tucked my little angels here and there. Because like I said, if you guys read scripture, it says that the angels appeared to the shepherd, you know, and announced the good news. So that's why I wanted to include the little angels. And then, guys, I found this amazing die that I have to share with you. Look at this cute gingerbread man. I have never seen a die like this. Abby has these coming to the shop. I think she ordered about 8 of them, but they won't be here till the 19th. So they wouldn't ship out until probably the 20th, if all goes well. And but look at how cute he is. He comes with, he's got all the details in his body. Then he has the little vest. He's got the little candy cane, even a pocket for his vest, the little bow tie, and then the holly and the hat. And what I did, the little buttons that came out of the vest, I used them as my berries on the holly. That's what I did. And I haven't done a back piece to it. I am going to add a back piece to it, but I'm going to hopefully try and put it in my brother's scan and cut and make a silhouette, because I don't want any of the facial features to be on the back side of the gingerbread. So that's why I haven't added anything to the back. Today's a busy day, but I wanted to share this with you guys. And like I said, she did order 8 of them. 7, I'm sorry, because one of them's mine. And this is what it looks like. Look at how nice this is. So I'm not going to link this because it's not available here. But like I said, she does have it. You can leave me a comment or send me an email if you're interested in one of these. First come, first serve, guys. But look at how pretty that is. I think it's really pretty. And here is the dies. He is, I think he measures like 4 1/4 inches tall and about 3 1/4 inches wide, I think. I'll put him on my hand, maybe give you a better visual. See, he's about the size of my hand. He's a really good, nice size. So anyway, this was my favorite find this year. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys are all ready for the Christmas. It seems like it's sneaking up on us. I'm not ready, but I hope that you guys are. But I did have a little time to play, and I wanted to share these projects with you. I hope everyone is having a great day, and God bless. Bye.